What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Yo, what's poppin', all my peeps? It is I, your host, the most Renaissance man who always thinks he can, and your champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, welcoming you back to my house for another edition of the house show presented to you by Underground Industries. It's me, it's only me, Patty P, here this week. No KB, he is cheering on those fighting Phils. And like those fighting Phil, like the Red Sox here in Boston, those fighting Phils are dealing with manager issues. I gotta ask him. I gotta ask him what it's like to be a Phils fan right now, because I thought it was pretty bad up here in Beantown, but they're going through the same shit down in Philly. So he is not here tonight. It is a solo show, a solo Sokoa show. Taking it all. No, we're not going down there. Anyway, so it's just me. I thought for this episode, I would introduce the Royal Ramble. The Royal Ramble is just a stream. We're just going to, whatever comes to mind, we are going to talk about today. Whether it is my thoughts on and feelings about wrestling in general, my thoughts and feelings about the current news and rumors and other nonsense going on around the Wrestleverse. And then we have TNA going on TV beta over there in the Shenanigans Shack. So we'll do a little check-in when there is downtime, So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, because it is time for the Royal Ramble. All right, because it's just me, as I mentioned, Patty P, here in the down by the river, to talk about wrestling. And what a week of wrestling it has been so far, with Monday Night Raw, solid show. I talked about that over on the No Nights Off YouTube channel under the Underground Industries umbrella. So if you want to hear anything specific that I talked about on Raw, go check out that YouTube channel, No Nights Off show. I want to really talk about NXT and AEW right now. I want to talk about show-specific stuff, because they did a really good job of this week of getting me to want to come back and watch again. NXT was going through getting gutted. Their top talents leaving for the main roster. Well-deserved, but that leaves an empty spot in NXT. Who's going to step up? And it was addressed immediately at the start of the show. It was teased online, on social, posted on social, and then they kicked off the show with the meeting between Shawn Michaels, Robert Stone, and Matt Bloom. And they addressed that people are going to need to step up. And boy, howdy, did we have people step up. All right. Literally, we had people stepping up in Lizzie Rain, the new NXT megastar. I forget what her name was on the indies, because I was not following her as much. I follow more the New England indies, not where she's from. I want to say Australia. I could be wrong. Probably am. I'm wrong a lot. So if I am wrong, call in and tell me. Speakpipe.com/official house show. Call and tell me I'm wrong. That's fine. Because she's sick now. She's here in WWE now and killing it. All right, then when I said literally step up, she is the coolest finishing move I've seen in a very long time in Thunderstruck, where she kicks up or steps up on her opponent and then hits a shining wizard-like kick. And I listened to her describe it to Bully Ray on Busted Open, that she wanted something different, and this was it. And the thing with this is, it's more of a, you're hitting with your leg, your knee. or your leg in the back, so it is more like a shining wizard. So it was unreal move. She's going to be a star very soon in a women's division that desperately needs women to step up after those who have gone to the main roster. Lola Vice's champion's great, well deserved. All right, but I want to see people like Lizzie Rain challenge for it in a few months when she gets acclimated and whatnot. So that was on the women's side. On the men's side, everyone's talking about Will Cross. This dude is a beast. He's a dog. He's a big, beefy boy. And the thing is, he's not just someone who is just going to clothesline, work big. Nah, this man works like a luchador. I was not familiar with him when I saw the clip of him hitting that moonsault. I, like Vic Joseph, thought it was a fan at first. I swear to God. It did not look like a newly signed WWE wrestler. And so I see the clip. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then I am scrolling on Facebook. I follow Limitless Wrestling, obviously. Who doesn't? And they posted the full match of Will Cross versus Anthony Green. My guy. Best thing in wrestling, baby. Got his ass kicked. Oh, my God. Will Cross was just chopping him left and right. He was slamming him. And the moment that sticks out to me from that match is the finish. AG has him up or wants to get him up for a top rope maneuver, whatever. Will Cross says, no, I'm going to be doing a top rope maneuver to you, okay? And not just like suplex, superplex, yay. Nah, this man hit a Spanish fly on Anthony Green, okay? And then turned it into a sit-down tombstone. 1, 2, 3. After that, I want to watch every single one of his matches. Dude's absolutely electric. Anyone have a highlight footage video of him, just send it my way. I need stuff to distract me at work, and I can watch Will Cross highlights all effing day. Holy shit, I can't wait to see him barrel through, steamroll through the entire NXT roster. Oh, the amount of matchups we could dream there. I want to see him have a strap on him real soon. Maybe even be North American champion when we're done with the Miles Bourne experiment. He can have the North American title for a little bit, but he's got to go up and he's got to go for that NXT championship. What a better way to put it. What a good way to get the belt off him in the near future. By dropping it to a guy like Will Cross. Not just me. Just use my brain. That's all. So NXT was really good. I'm really happy with the product moving forward. And it's a fun show. It continues every week to be the best wrestling show on television, on programming, or cable program, whatever. Just the best wrestling show. It keeps you coming back. And you're getting to see the future stars of WWE in front of you. It's like watching the minors. It's like watching, Xander Bogaerts and Mookie Betts in Portland before they make it to the big time, So continue. I urge you to watch NXT. Give it a chance. It's very, very good. Holy shit, we only 9 minutes, crazy. So yeah, that NXT was great. Let me know your thoughts about NXT and who you believe would be the breakout star out of the debuting class, the debuting superstars, from last show. You had obviously Will Cross, everyone's talking about him. Cam Hendricks. Cam Hendricks, who is real life husband of Maxine Dupree. He made his debut finally. I was waiting for this for a long time. I've seen him on the last 2 seasons. I hope he's not on this season of LFG. Can we just move him to NXT? at this point, and I want to see it for a while. I think he'd be a great addition. They need more guys like that because I don't know what he is. I think he could be a really good heel. That's the impression that I get, is that he could be a really good heel, just like a dick. I'm not in the mood to cheer and root for this guy off the bat. So I want to see him be more of a heel type role, and it makes sense for who we have as champion. So cool for it. Yeah. Yeah, that's NXT. Do we want to talk about AEW right away, or do we want to kind of break up the show recaps all in one? Because the way I'm royal rambling here and the way my ADD brain is wired, I can't. I want to talk about how I hung up there with the best of them in the last quiz, in the last Dash Club quiz. I hung with the best of them. I did. Everyone has talked about. Let me get my championship for this. Hold on. Let me hold this. Excuse me. Thank you. I think, get this. So let me hold this. So, for the longest time, I watched these Dash Club wrestling videos. And I was like, all right, well, this time I competed because, let me back up. For the longest time, I've been watching these Dash Club videos. Saying that I can easily do these quizzes. I'm knocking them out of the park. Beating John, beating Dante, now beating Jimmy from the Oos. And then I talk my shit. Jimmy's like, it's so much harder. I've said it before. Go check out old episodes in the archives over on the YouTube channel, which you should be already subscribed to. Hit the, and Spotify. So I have talked my shit and saying how I deserve a spot. Jimmy says no. And basically no. It's a lot harder than you think, Mr. Champion of the Peeps. So before I hopped in here, I watched the most recent quiz, and it is where wrestlers are built from. And I'm beating Jimmy's ass. Spanking him all over the floor. John, I'm keeping up with. John, great job. Great job. And then bullshit wager round comes in. There's where executive functioning gets in the way. All right. I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling it like it is. So we lost, and Jimmy takes home the Dash Club Championship for the whatever umpteenth time. And you see this title on me. It's great. Okay. It's really great. Spins, But this shoulder's getting a little lonely. All right. I want something else that's new. I could put that one on my shoulder up there. Okay, I could. But it's old. Leave that be. Like a museum. Just let it sit there for you to admire and time travel back into the past of what life was like and all those yada yada imagination stuff. I need a new title on this shoulder, because this one's spinning. I want one that doesn't. All right. I want one with a mustache on it, similar to this one right here. So I'm issuing an open challenge to the Stash Club Wrestling Bros for that Stash Club Wrestling Championship. I want it in my possession. I want to be Stash Club Wrestling Champion because I am the walking encyclopedia, and I need to prove it. Okay, I need to prove it. So I want my shot. I don't know who's the GM of Stash Club Wrestling. Who do I have to go to? Where is your Nick Aldis? Where is your Adam Pierce? I want a meeting with them. All right? I'm a salesman at heart. I know how to talk to the right people. Just get me in front of their face and I'll have my match. Jimmy, I'm coming for your title. So watch out. Watch out. Fuck it. We're keeping the title on the whole show. I don't care. This thing rules. This is throwing me back to when I was doing No Nights Off over yonder. When we didn't have this setup, I was just in my recliner, and I would have a belt, hold the belt the entire time. The glory days of no nights off, when we were so naive about what was going to happen at WrestleMania 40. And now, look at us. Look at us. Oh, great. You know what? You know what? You know what they do? You know, you can have one of these yourselves. I totally forgot to mention that. I'm sorry. You can have one that's very similar to this if you go to the WWE Shop. All right, use the affiliate link down below. Help support the house show while you help yourself to this one-of-a-kind, game-changing, eyesore to some title that I love so much and was able to get because of WWE World. And now you can get yours at WWE Shop and get yours today. They have cool t-shirts as well. I mean, this is a little bit too pricey for the majority, but for the majority, we got to take care of them. We got to take care of the peeps. That's what I do. They have cool shirts. I mean, Danhausen is selling out. He has some of the coolest shirts right now with his face on it. You are cursed. Go check out all those t-shirts right now, WWE Shop. Use the link below to help support the house show. Thank you. Yeah. I'm kind of telling you, this is weird. It's weird not having the back and forth because I just got done recording with Sarah and we were talking about everything that's really gone on this week. It's weird to not have that back and forth. Also, someone that needs a little bit of a steer, guidance. Just like steer me in the right direction, then just give a little push and then we'll find our way. Weird to not have KB here too, because I would love to hear KB's thoughts on some of the stories that I'm going to talk about today. I like his perspective of not being a diehard wrestling fan like myself and just being a fan of entertainment. That's a type of fan that I feel like WWE needs to, or no, let me take that back. That's the type of fan WWE thinks they're marketing to, when in reality, they're not. They're not. And in reality, it should be a fan that AEW is marketing to. But that's a whole other topic for another day. Maybe get him in there to flesh that whole idea out as well. But as I've mentioned, and clear as day, I am Ron Solo for this episode of The House Show. And I do have some stories to break down that I do want to bring to the house's attention, to the housemates' attention, the peeps. And the first one being that WrestleMania 44. Okay, you know what? We actually are going to put this title down. Okay. There we go. We are going to put that title down. That was really heavy, and I want to be a little bit more mobile on the keys. So WrestleMania 44 allegedly will be taking place or they're working towards getting it to take place in Nashville, Tennessee, which I believe would be, I believe it would be a hell of a place to host a WrestleMania. And as I get the information here from what was reported by Fightful, I'm pretty sure. Let me try to get Fightful on here. Oh, Sports Illustrated, the takedown, as they reported that we're just over a week removed from WrestleMania 42. And instead of, we already know the location for 43. We're getting hype for what's going to be the next announced location of WrestleMania. As we know, WrestleMania 43 will take place as of now, as of recording, Saudi Arabia. So they need a new place for 44. And it is being reported that Nashville, Tennessee, has put in a bid for it. They have that new stadium that they're building for the Tennessee Titans. Great place to have a WrestleMania, and is being reported by Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated's The Takedown that Nashville has put in a bid for WrestleMania 2028, $3.5 million plus tax breaks, and that's per Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer. And the article goes on saying Nashville is no stranger to hosting huge WWE Premium Live events with SummerSlam taking place at the old Nissan Stadium back in 2022. And if people do not remember what SummerSlam that was, it was the SummerSlam where Brock Lesnar used a tractor. He used a tractor. Or no, bulldozer. I'm wrong. It was a bulldozer. And he flipped the ring with Roman Reigns in the ring. Yeah, that's SummerSlam. Okay? They're no stranger to having events there. They killed it with SummerSlam that year, 2022, I think it said. And WrestleMania 44 would be perfect as well. Nashville's a very young city. It's a poppin' city with their music life and nightlife, that it would be a great place to host WrestleMania. It's also a tourist town, or tourist place to go. Not tourist town, but more just tourist place to go, where you're going to have obviously the stereotypical bachelorette parties and guy trips, whatever, that are going there. But it's a fun place to just go and have a fun time. And that's what WWE wants. So I love to see this. It's also a new city that has not hosted a WrestleMania, I think, ever. That's my biggest complaint. That was my biggest complaint from the jump about WrestleMania going back to back in Vegas. Not that it was back in Vegas, but that it was even if New Orleans hosted it, I was not happy with that. Like, go somewhere new. I want something different. I want a different vibe. Let's get some different branding. All right. One of the coolest things about WrestleMania in the past was the branding logos for it. The logos were so cool. They were great. You saw it on merch and you wanted to buy that shirt because it had that logo on it. You want to buy that hat because it had that logo on it. Now it's so generic. And it doesn't get but it's VKM to blame, obviously, as he was one person that didn't even want WrestleMania to have numerals anymore. So yeah, I'm happy about this rumor. I hope it ends up being true that they will host WrestleMania in 2028. Maybe I'll even go again. Maybe KB and I pack up the RV and head down. That'd be sick. Drive down to WrestleMania, RV life for a week. That'd be like living on the road, just like the pros. I mean, our RV would look a little different than the American Nightmares, for sure. It would look a little different than his. He's got a pretty cool setup, and I already know that, and I didn't have to spend $10,000 to find out. I know, I'm smart. I know, the champ of the peeps is pretty fucking smart. It's crazy. It is crazy. So yeah, the U.S. City, they're gonna host that in 2020. I really hope they do. Do you hope they do? Let me know. Speakpipe.com/official house show. Give me your thoughts about WrestleMania in Nashville. Do you believe it should be in Nashville? Should it be in another city? Should it be in Seattle, Washington? Should it be in Vancouver, Canada? Like, where do you want it to be? Let me know your thoughts. London. What happened to London? Wasn't that teased? That was the biggest blue balls we've ever got as WWE fans. John Cena saying that London deserves a WrestleMania, and they just keep getting cucked out of it. Oh, it's so tough. It is tough out here in these streets. It really is. What else do I want to talk about? So I want to let's go show by show here, promotion by promotion. News about them that NXT, WrestleMania, and now news about AJ Lee being done creatively, at least. She will not be on television for a bit with WWE. Her current run has ended. It was reported by WrestleVotes today. This is a tweet from WrestleOps stating that AJ Lee's work in WWE is over as of now. as her creative is effectively done. There is hope she will return for more programs and matches in the future, potentially at SummerSlam later this year. And yeah, that's where I believe she will be utilized the most, are these big PLE events. See her at SummerSlam, compete in a Rumble or two, WrestleMania, obviously. Have her do programs leading up to those events. And as of now, her biggest asset is her ability to just be backstage and give advice to the next generation of talent. That is where WWE will make their money with her. And it's because the wrestlers, now women wrestlers, looked up to AJ Lee. They watched her take over the Divas division and make it into the women's division and help her be the catalyst of the women's revolution. She was the one that really got the ball rolling with calling out Stephanie McMahon on Twitter for Give Women a Chance hashtag, the Give Women a Chance hashtag. And now she's earned that a legendary status where I don't need to see her every week on television. It doesn't. I want to see new faces. I want to see more Obafemi. Even if he's squashing 3 local talent and then cutting a promo, I don't care. That's what I want to see for the next month and a half. Build him into a star. And if you want to look on the women's side, more comparable, I want to see what happens with this Liv Morgan title reign. Is she going to be taking on Sol Ruka and having a little program there? I like that is what I'm excited for. AJ Lee is going to do other projects and happy doing those. Let her do that. And as I say that, the IWC will still find a way to get pissed off about it. You know what? Let's give an example here of the IWC being pissed off about AJ Lee not being on television. Oh, the comments of a wrestling post, a dark place to be. Oh, we have E-Man, which is at his Wiggins Wick 22. He's upset, saying, so she had a part-time run where she put over 0 young talent, and her single matches, she only faced Bailey and Becky. What a disappointment with the Drewski swirling and then throwing the wine glass. So that's a toxic comment. Toxic. We have AJ Stavel at AJ Stavel. People acting like WWE dropped the ball with Lee, but the truth is there is no ball to be dropped in the first place. She's never really been that. This is rude. She's never been that impactful. Her prime years were mostly spent making out with guy after guy. Not sure what anyone expected. This is what I'm saying, that the IWC is a toxic place. And those are comments that are indicators of who is a fan like myself and a toxic member of the IWC. Glad Professor Pitts can help the peeps here learn a thing or two in the house, because that's what we're here to do in the house. Okay, we're here to talk wrestling, but also we're here to learn about life, learn about ourselves, learn about our loved ones. Let's learn. Speaking of learn, like, you want to learn right now? There you go. Bishop Dyer Dijak card, tag team champions of MLW. Bet you didn't know that. Yeah, they are the MLW tag team champions. Oof. Long-winded. What else do we need to talk about? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this. I'll bring this up right now, and then I hope when KB edits this, we'll make a mental note in his brain to bring this up again. NXT being on CW, CW Sports just acquired by ESPN, and this was after the news that all NXT PLEs moving forward will be broadcasted on CW. And then it felt like moments in internet time, but it was really a couple hours later. It was announced that ESPN was acquiring CW Sports, and their content will be, you can stream it on their ESPN Plus app. And then things started to make sense. Okay, a light bulb went off of what they're doing. It feels like WWE wants to be all on ESPN. And I don't know if that's a good thing, man. It's great right now, the exposure you're getting with your superstars appearing on their programming. It's great. But let's not go too far with it. Okay, I'm not really into making ESPN the go-to place that I go to watch WWE content, because it'll be ruined. I've been thinking about I've had this thought of when I'm driving, slinging the fish, that it really feels like this TKO, now ESPN on the broadcasting side. This era of WWE is really giving when AOL bought WCW for a little bit before it was ultimately sold to Vince McMahon. Or it was Time Warner Company, and it was Time Warner who took it over, and the people who ran it were also the same people who ran AOL. And it feels very reminiscent to that, in the sense of people being in charge of something they know nothing about. And a lot of people, the commoners, will think that UFC and WWE are essentially the same thing, except one's real and the other's fake. All right, yeah, you have some drool on the side of your lip there, pal. And they're so different in so many ways that when you start to blur the lines and think of them as the same, you muddy the waters, and the product falls and fails because of it. The place that it needs to be is Netflix. That's a great home for it. It's a great home for WWE. I don't know why they don't do all WWE programming in America. I don't know why Netflix doesn't do all of WWE's programming on Netflix in America. I guess because it's the home of the profitable, not the free. But it's neither here nor there. And I don't like this deal at all. As I read more about it, as of the article up here, I see CW Sports, ESPN. All right, let's see how this goes. So ESPN Press Room, CW events will exclusively stream within the ESPN app for all unlimited plan subscribers. Groundbreaking agreement combines college football and basketball from the ACC, Pac-12, Mountain West, and NASCAR. O'Reilly Auto Parts Auto Parts Series, PBA Bowling, PBR Bull Riding, and WWE NXT. By the way, PBR is also under the TKO umbrella as well. And I skimmed through the article here. It's a lot of hoopla. A quote here says from Brad Schwartz, the president of the CW network: joining forces with the ESPN is a monumental next step in the evolution of CW sports. The CW now offers more than 800 hours of premium live sports per year. The agreement extends to reach CW Sports, enables us to capture audiences across the best of the broadcast and the best of streaming, ensuring fans can access live CW Sports wherever they are and on whatever device they prefer. And then there's a lot of hoopla and fluff that goes into this, but the point of it is, it's it's becoming mainstream. They want to push to become part of the pop culture mainstream, back to what that was during the Attitude Era. That was the closest they got. Once, I you have the old heads that can point to Hogan and the Rockin' Wrestling Connection. You can have people my brother's age who are in their 40s, late 40s, who remember Mike Tyson and Stone Cold. And that's what this is very reminiscent about. That they're trying to get that type of eyes on the product back. The common sports fan that you throw this on at a bar and they're just watching, because their team's down 6-1. They don't want to watch that shit anymore. They're going to watch two dudes or two girls, because I'm watching women's wrestling right now. We have a 6-woman tag match going on right now. So you watch that instead of your team getting blown out. That's the mindset. That's the customer that ESPN wants and CW Sports wants. It's all corporate. And I'm not a giant fan of it. I want Netflix to have all the product, but I'm just a small pea in the cog. Anyways, what else do I need to bring up here before? I did want to bring up, because I mentioned we're not talking just WWE here. Got to bring up my peeps over in AEW. One of my peeps, Darby Allin, new AEW World Champ, is having a solid run so far. I saw someone tweet out that it was generational and all that. It's like, all right, pump the brakes. All right, it's not generational, all right, at all. It's good so far. All right, he's having the matches that he should. The match Darby and Brody King had last night last night, because it's Thursdays we record, was phenomenal. The Brody King and him have great chemistry in the ring, and I mean, just that they really do a great job telling the David and Goliath story. It's so good. Big fan of Darby Allin using the trifecta coffin drop to be his super finisher to win. And I do have a complaint though. I do have one complaint. Is when he's pinning, he pinned to MJF, and then I saw Brody King last night, is when he goes for the headlock takeover during the pin and he has him up. The shoulders lift up. I know it's the suspense of disbelief in wrestling. I don't want to get into it, but I'm just saying, Darby, I'm just trying to protect y'all from the IWC because they are ruthless. You just saw that. You just heard that comment section. That was a nothing news story, and they went full in for no reason. Just trying to help you out, pal. Just trying to help you out. But he's having a good reign. So in all seriousness, he's having a really good reign so far. I would like to see him have I would like to see him have a bigger feud for the title with somebody. Have a challenger, have them have a couple month project. And that's ideal. Or that's what that's what I would like to see, but it's not ideal at the moment. I have a feeling they're really building towards Will Ospreay winning the AEW World Championship in Wembley. He will not be doing it against Darby Allin. He won't. And I have a feeling, I'm just getting a gut feeling right now, that we're going to see another Jon Moxley title reign soon. I know. Many don't want it. I'm not one of those many. You get a Jon Moxley title reign after he beats Darby Allin. And who would his first feud be right after he wins? Will Ospreay, the man that he kidnapped on Dynamite, and then they had a talk on Collision, and now Will Ospreay is thinking of joining the Death Riders, showing up to their training session on Wednesday night. And I mean, Brian Alvarez didn't like it. I don't mind it. It's probably because I haven't I've been trying to follow it as close, but we have our own comprehension issues. But what I've noticed so far is that Will Ospreay could never win, or has not win, the world championship, and that's the story, is that he wants to win it in front of his home crowd, and he has been able to do it, and he needs that edge. He needs to go dig a little bit deeper into who Will Ospreay really is. The only people that can do that for him are the Death Riders. Think of it like signing a deal with the devil. That's television. That's a story. That's great. Now you're building towards something. Don't really know. Not really. I've seen anything else in WWE because yeah. Oof. Royal rambling here for 40 minutes. Oh, crazy. Take the time. Take a breath. Let me take a sip of my drink. And then I'm going to talk to you about other way. Nope, other way. There you go. Logo right here, 47, who helped me create the one of one house show captain's hat, basically, the house show hat, where I would like to get more. But if you can have it, you can have the other great hats that 47 offers. They have their Carhartt series. They have different designs from all sports teams, ranging from MLB, NFL, even college, your favorite college. You may have went to college. You can get your alma mater on your hat or a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, whatever form of apparel that you can think of, they have. So go over to 47, use our code and the link in the description to help support the house show. Help support the house show. We can take you I don't have words yet. KB can help. Anyways, moving on to the wrapping up topic of the night, because I really want to watch some wrestling right now. I really want to. I implore everybody to start watching again like you were a kid. It is getting better and better every single week. And I'm not talking about WWE. I'm not talking about a specific brand or promotion. The product sub is just getting better and entertaining. All right. So like right now I've got a TNA on, all that. But train of thought, where'd it go? Oh yeah. We're going to end the show with some nonsense. And that's all I can think of. That's all I got, because I've been playing so much WWE 2K. I have played more WWE insert, 2K insert year here than I have in the past ever. We've completed one half of my Rise mode with my created character. We tried GM mode. It was okay. Wasn't what I wanted. Maybe if I was playing against another human and not the CPU, I would enjoy it more. But I had to go to the mode that's the best mode in the game, and that is universe mode. Because I don't want to bitch about the product in the way where, I could have booked this better. I could have done this. Because, cool. Let's just have a conversation about it. Just call me speakpipe.com/official house show. And let's have a conversation about the product. If I want a fancy book, I'll find other ways to do it. And this is my way to do it. Created my own show with all nonsense characters. You think WWE is bad with celebrity appearances? Boy, howdy. I'll show you celebrities in the Nonsense Wrestling Federation. But I can do that in this game. Starting out with my show. I made my own TNA show. I replaced NXT and just gave it TNA. And we replaced it at that. And then I have my show here. It's a great mode. It's a really good mode to have. And I fantasy book my own show, Shenanigans, every Friday in universe mode. All right. And we have, it's just fun. It's just, so fun. They have the promos that you can do. You can have rivalries, make your own champions or championship belts that you can put on champions. The customization is incredible. And it is just a huge upgrade from last year. All right. Huge upgrade from last year. What else do we need to talk about? I might call it there because I need y'all to call, man. I need y'all to call. We got Broken Matt Hardy back. Broken Matt Hardy made his return tonight during his brother Jeff's match against Vincent, thank you, of the Righteous. What do you think of Broken Matt Hardy being back? Speakpipe.com/official house show. Let me know your thoughts about that and anything else in the world of wrestling. Okay. So please do that and we can have a conversation because I will talk about anything. I could spend another 5 minutes here talking about how pissed I am that I will not be at Limitless Warzone on May 8th. That's something I love Limitless. They do a great job over there, and I'm not going to see their war games essentially with Gabby Forza, Bear Bronson on one side. Then on the other side, you have my dude, the best thing in wrestling, Anthony Green, and his tag team partner, Channing Thomas. Aaron Rourke, the WWE Evolve champion. He's on the other side of that. And I forget who the fourth is. Point is, I'm not going to be there. And I watched the start of it. I'm 90% sure, not even 90, I'm 99.9% sure that you can go back in the No Nights Off. Oh, shoot, wrong show. You can go back in the house show TikTok and find the moment where Aaron Rourke turned on his best friend, the Nomi, your homie, the Nomi, Gabby Forza, which led to this. It's that front row. I'm not going to be there. I'm really pissed about it. Because there's a lot of words that want to come out. That it's not WWE and it's not AEW. It's not the big time. It's so much different when it gets to indie wrestling. It operates at there's more of a feel. There's more of a connection because you're so close and it's so intimate. You're not in a 20,000 seat arena or even a 10,000 seat arena. You're in like a 1,000 seat venue watching these wrestlers give it their all to try to make it to, getting paid. I don't want to say big time anymore, but trying to make it so that this is their full-time career and full-time life and living their dream job. Yeah. I'm sad I'm not going to be there. I'm very sad I'm not going to be there. So I'm going to have to watch it over on the Limitless YouTube channel, which you can go check out. Will Cross, his match against Anthony Green. That's up there. It's on their Facebook, has to be on their YouTube as well. And we'll be back next week. KB will be back next week to tell us all about the Fighting Phils and how they have managerial issues too. So join the club, brother. And talking more wrestling. We have debuts this week on SmackDown. Debuts of Blake Monroe and Ricky Saints on SmackDown this week. And I'm predicting a whole lot of other nonsense will happen on SmackDown and Collision. So you should be tuned into that and then grabbing your mobile phone and going to speakpipe.com/official house show to tell me your thoughts about everything. Okay, please. You call, I answer. All right, that's how the game goes. In the meantime, while you wait, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube right now. Hit that subscribe button and bell notification to know every time we post. We're a podcast too, so go and please subscribe, follow on Spotify and Apple Music. Rate us 5 stars and give a review. You can type a question in there. That counts as a question. to bring to the show for me to answer and give my thoughts. So I will debate anyone on this. Even if you have a trivia question. If you have a trivia question, I am the walking encyclopedia of wrestling. I didn't spend 11 years in a kitchen learning how to cook. No, I spent it learning the ins and outs of the wrestling business, the history of the wrestling business. That's how I spent my time. So if you want to know details about that, speakpipe.com/official house show, or leave a review, a question as a review. We'll read it. KB's on it. He brings it to the champ's attention, and then I address it. And then, speaking of the champ, follow me. Why are you not following the champ of the peeps, the captain of all things nonsensical? Why are you not following me on all social media platforms? Paddy Pitts, PADDYPITTS, on all social media platforms, okay? That's where I give my wrestling thoughts. We give our takes. It's fantastic. And then why not follow the show itself, Official House Show, on Instagram and TikTok, the Real House Show on X. And that's all I got. That's all we got today, folks. Closing up shop. Closing time. Time for you to go home, but you can't stay here. I know who I want to take me home. You. I know who I want to take me home. Yeah, you. Take us home. Shut off the lights, flip the chairs, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you for stopping by. God bless. Remember that you can do it. Just try. All right, and this is for KB. A little bonus scene here because he needs a little bit of a picture. So, all right, get the mic out of the way. 3, 2, 1. Oh, go this way. All right, there's his.